show you guys exactly how bad it is, but I mean, it's obliterated, and it's awful. It's awful to look at. I mean, just as we watched the deterioration along the coastline, it was bad in Panama City Beach, but I've never seen anything like this. I'm going to talk to Alex, our pilot, and he's going to loop us back around. See, you know, home after home, what was a home just flattens. So many of the homes I'm looking at made of wood. And, you know, when you think of the sheer force of those hurricane winds clocked at 155 miles an hour on the side, you know, Chad talked a lot about how the hurricane took that right turn, and this is precisely where it took a turn. And Mexico Beach is a town 2 miles wide by 3 miles long. It's not huge, but it's this quaint little seaside town. About 1,000 people live here year round, and I have no words.
Brooke,
for what I'm looking at.
So for our viewers, if you're just joining us, you are seeing something remarkable and devastating. Our Brooke Baldwin is over Mexico Beach, there in the panhandle of Florida. For the first time, these are the first images you or any of us are seeing of a community destroyed, a community flattened. Brooke, I'm also hearing from our producers here, the National Guard is on the ground there below you. They're working with some local emergency officials who stayed. Right now, they're apparently with a group of 20 survivors there who hunkered down. But keep telling us, keep walking us through this.
I see some people. I see about half a dozen people on the ground. I can see some official emergency vehicles. You know, we wanted to get in. We wanted to, because these roads were impassable, and you can understand why just by looking at these pictures. We want to land this helicopter and go try to tell the stories of those few people who did choose to ride this thing out. Fortunately, I think most people heeded those evacuation. It was a mandatory evacuation in this part of the Panhandle, and most people did leave. But as you pointed out, Poppy, there are more than a dozen people who did decide to hunker down. I see more people down along the road. Just imagine. This is your home. This is your livelihood. This is where you love. This is beautiful, pristine Mexico Beach, Florida, along this gorgeous part of the Florida Panhandle. And for people who are also waking up this morning, who have homes here, who did heed those warnings and leave. You know, I talked to a city councilwoman yesterday on my show. She lost her husband in November, and so she's going through this, and she was being texted by friends all saying to her, "I'm so sorry for your loss." And she was just describing to me the feeling of losing her home and knowing she would lose her home because of the path of this hurricane. And she's hoping to get back, as so many people I know are trying to get in touch to see if their homes remain. And it's...
That's Brooke Baldwin there. A difficult signal you can understand from in the air over Mexico Beach. These are images from there just moments ago. Brooke Baldwin in a helicopter. Over there, you can see entire homes, no longer homes, just imprints of those homes where they used to stand. Brooke Baldwin said she did see some people on the ground there, and boy, you can tell why officials told folks to evacuate, right? This is a place where folks had no business being during a storm.
Let's go to Brian Todd, our other colleague, who's on the phone. And Brian, as I understand it, at last check, you were trying to get in to Mexico Beach by ground, but I know it's been nearly impossible, and these are the first images that we're seeing from Brooke. What can you tell us?
Right, Poppy and Jim, we're trying to get into Mexico Beach still. A number of road closures and a number of roads blocked by downed trees and downed power lines. We're still kind of navigating our way around. We took some video as we made our way east on Route 388 trying to get to Mexico Beach, and that was pretty treacherous. I mean, just massive trees down the road. Some vehicles were able to get around them. We were able to get around some of those trees, but then you come into some other areas where it was just to get around it, or where police were not allowing people through. There was one road block in Mexico Beach where there were only responders for
Folks, bear with us here because communications are extremely difficult from there. We've heard of families, they can't reach family members on the ground. First responders cannot. But we have both Brooke Baldwin above Mexico Beach. We got our Brian Todd on the ground as we get their signal back up again.
And that's the road.
That's the road.
On the left side of your screen. That's the road that Brian is on trying to get into there. Wow.
So we're going now. We have, I believe, we're in touch with our another colleague on the ground there.
Chad Myers, are you with us in the Severe Weather Center? Because our signal keeps we keep losing it with Brooke and Brian. But Brooke was talking about that right turn of the storm, and it was just just right in the bullseye. There was Mexico Beach.